Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandrago's Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing Bepo from One Piece. Bepo is one of the members of the Heart Pirates, the Trafalgar Law Pirates. I've been wanting to draw him for some time and I think I found the perfect time because I think last week, 2 weeks ago, we had this super epic scene where we saw the Blackbeard pirates fighting the Heart pirates in Winner Island, okay? And since I read it in the manga, I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and specifically about Bepo, just to do like a sum up about who is Bepo and what I think is he gonna be doing going forward, okay? And I think this is the best example. As you can see, I am not gonna go for a Sulong Bepo transformation. I am gonna go for these dancing poses that he does all the time when he's fighting. He is a pirate who fights in a style very similar to Sanji, you know, kicking, punching and everything, and it's always very cartoony character, okay? So this is the first video I'm recording after some time. I was off, I was away, and the videos that you have seen these days are all of them that I recorded before I left for holidays. And so you could have a little bit of let's say, you know, a bit of entertainment, a little bit of theories here in the channel and everything. But the Bepo one is the first one I'm recording after holidays, okay? So let me see if I'm kind of centered. Yeah, I'm good here. We have the feet there, here. Something like this, yeah. Let's move a little bit. Yeah, there it is. So Bepo as well is a character that it came as a request, not specifically a request, but if you're watching this video, Dumpling, you told me that it would be nice to draw some bears, that you really like bears, and I thought it can be interesting to do some bear characters as well, and start with Bepo, because I love Bepo, we love Bepo, and because what happened in the anime recently. So we see Bepo transforming into Sulong, but we haven't seen this before, and we see this because it is revealed that in Wano, before leaving Wano, Chopper gives him a Rumble Ball, okay? You know that the Rumble Ball is this kind of candy that Chopper developed you know, at the very beginning of his story, and it allows him to transform beyond the transformations that he already has, okay? It's something very, very strong. Oda hasn't been much into the Rumble Ball lately, but the thing is that Bepo, in that conversation in Wano, he says to Chopper, okay, I see you are very strong, and I want to be able to protect Law, my captain, as well, and so he gives Bepo one Rumble Ball, okay? So when the fight starts and Law is all full-on fighting Blackbeard, fighting Doc Q, basically Law is fighting all of them at the same time. We see Law defeated, and the only way to escape is by Bepo eating the Rumble Ball when he's already beaten up. He eats the Rumble Ball and starts going berserker and transform into giant polar bear, starts attacking them all. Blackbeard is scared about Sulong. He's kind of wondering, oh, how is this guy able to transform in Sulong if it's daylight, the moon is not out, so he doesn't know that he took this candy, this Rumble Ball, okay? And basically the anime showcase a crazy amount of power from Bepo's part, fighting very strong, very hard, and is something that we don't see in the manga as much. Or in the manga, he just kicks Blackbeard once, and then he starts escaping and goes into the water. Okay. In the anime, there is more fight. There is a lot more fight, and but it's like a short. There's a short amount of movements that he's able to do, and as far as he kicks Blackbeard out of the scene, he detransforms and goes back to normal Bepo. Okay, and takes Law and disappears in the water. They sail in the water. So I have this very nice theory about Law that I'm gonna put up here. I'm fan of the idea of Law being in sword, being one of the sword captains at the same level of Drake. Coincidentally, I done that video at the very beginning of the channel some time ago, like almost 1 year ago, and I always had that in mind. I never had a doubt that Law will be a member of Sword, and coincidentally, in one of the latest episodes, I think it's 1120, we see Bepo, when the whole transmission is happening, still with the Vegapunks and everything, we see Bepo in all wrapped in bandages. That means Bepo and Law made land, they were able to escape, they were swimming, they were able to escape, and I always thought they will end up with Drake. I thought my principal idea, my main idea here is Drake found them swimming in the middle of the sea while Drake was coming back from Wano, because it's in the same direction, and he basically saved them, saved Bepo and Law. I'm gonna put my Drake video here as well, talking about what I think he's gonna be doing going forward, and basically the concept of Bepo being able to transform and confiding in Chopper, I always loved it. I think Bepo is one of those characters with a good heart, and that we don't focus his development in fighting. Okay, I think we focus his development in, I would say, like Sanji. I would say we focus his development in the love for his nakamas. Okay. It is confirmed by Oda that Bepo is a Ming, obviously, and Bepo is from Zou, like all the Mings. And 15 years ago, Bepo left Zou, left Sunisha, and went to the North Sea, trying to find his brother Seppo. Seppo is another polar bear. Looks like a little bit dangerous polar bear with a mohawk type of hair, and he sailed with. Apparently he sailed with Pedro, and with Pedro they went to Big Mom Island and everything. And you know, after some time, I think Bepo decided to go looking for him. And this is the background Bepo that maybe you don't know if you haven't seen the SBS that Oda is explaining, where Oda is explaining this. Okay, we have lost Bepo trying to find his brother. He ends up in the North Blue. He doesn't find him, and then there are two kind of bandits, two misfits called Sachi and Penguin. Sachi and Penguin are the other two guys that we see with Law all the time. The ones that in the fight are going into the water and fighting from the water and everything. So these two guys, they start picking on Bepo, you know, fighting him, kicking him and everything. And then Law, when Law is able to escape from Doflamingo, we were talking about 14 years ago, in Swallow Island, Law ends up seeing this scene of these two guys, Sachi and Penguin, beating up a young polar bear. I think at that time Sachi and Penguin are around 14, 15 years old, both of them, and Bepo is 9 years old. Bepo is now around 20, I think, 20, 22 years old. And so Law sees this, he basically destroys them, he fights them, Law wins. And because this fight, Bepo, the other two guys, they see how strong Low is, and together they kind of respect the power that he has, and together they decide to start their own pirate crew. They make friends there and decide to go for the pirate life. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay. So this is, if you haven't, if you don't know the starts of the Law crew, this is how it happens. And basically, Law saves Bepo from these other bad guys, and all of them end up being Nakama. Okay. Just gonna be doing here a little bit of floor, so we have him standing or something. Bepo, I love it. I love the introduction that we have with Bepo fighting against the pacifistas and everything, with the whole jump board rescue and everything in the Shabondi archipelago. It is very nice, and I'm gonna now move into fine liner. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the lines, the overline for the whole drawing. His movements, his attacks, his way of fighting and everything, I find it very interesting, very appealing. He is, as I said before, he fights like Sanji with kicks and everything, rolling around like Chopper and everything. And let's do the teeth. Here, the lips, polar bear lips. And I love it. He's one of those cute characters like Kumasi, for example, in Kumachi in Perona Saga and everything, in the Thillerback Saga and everything. And I wanted to talk a little bit about him because yeah, I wasn't sure if I would draw a Sulong shape or something like that, but I decided this time to go for normal shape, like normal Bepo, because to be honest, I never been much of a fan of the Sulong design for Oda. For me, they look too rough and too floaty and everything. I guess all of this, now that we are talking about Sulongs, I guess all of this needs to be connected somehow to Luffy. As well, when I see the Sulong transformation in the Minks, it reminds me as well, with the colors and everything, to Hody and the Gyojin from Gyojin Island, the bad guy that is a shark, is the bad guy in the saga and everything. And the Tamatebako and everything, when they eat the pills from the Tamatebako, the pills from the Tamatebako seem to me like it's something that it was manufactured, you know, obviously ages ago. It's like a medicine, it's like a rumble ball. And I think Oda, with Chopper giving Bepo the power of transform like this, maybe is trying to connect. It's trying to show us connections. There are ways and ways to achieve something. Okay, I think it's kind of explanation from Oda, trying to connect the dots. Let's do the Law symbol here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think so far we only seen Chopper eating the Rumble Ball until now, and now we see that because Chopper is not a mink, okay, Chopper is a human model. And I will put a video about Chopper here as well. I think his fruit, like Luffy's fruit, is more. It brings more to the table that we know, and I think he's the panacea. And we're gonna be seeing that soon in the story when the transformations and everything happen, and maybe in Elbaf, because we're gonna have a lot of monsters in Elbaf. But to be honest, we have this kind of parallelism between Chopper and the Minks, between how Chopper is able to transform and how the Minks transform through the moon, with how Chopper's fruit is a human fruit, like Luffy's fruit is a human fruit as well. Sun God Nika model. And I think Oda is trying to connect all the dots and be able to explain to us, to create a correlation between all these transformations and the Sun God. Okay, let's do a little bit this side as well. Feel free as well to tell me in the comments what do you think about Bepo, what do you think about Sulong and the transformations and everything. I love it. I love the concept of this transformation. The design not much, but the concept yes. And I think what Oda wants to give us is, because the Sun God existed at some point, let's say the original user and everything, or the Joy Boy era user, how we had that character and he had a good relation with different races like Minks, Giants, Gyojins and everything, Lunarians. I think they kind of veneer him like a god, and that Sun God at that point, it gave his friends, let's say in this case the Gyojin, he gave them a tool, a rumble ball to be able to fight alongside him against other powerful people. And like the moon is acting like this is because, as I'm saying, Oda is trying to connect the Minks transform into Sulong because the moon, okay? But the Gyojins were able to transform into these kind of white beasts like them because the pills from the Tamatebaku, okay? Very similar design, very similar output at the end, very similar result when Hody has this massive overdose and they end up being old people like Luffy when he transforms into old man and everything. So it gives me some kind of information that those two, the Gyojin power and the Ming power, need to be connected through Luffy, okay? And the clue is with Bepo. I don't think Bepo is a major character. I don't think Bepo has some kind of major role in the story, but Oda can use him as a conduit for us to explain this, to say, look, Chopper created this medicine, so he was able to transform. But if that medicine is taken by Mink, it will transform Sulong, okay? That at the same time, I think it may be related to the awakening of the fruits as well. Let's create some background there. Okay, looking nice. So far, looking very nice. I like it. The awakening of the fruits, in my Chopper theory that I put there as well, and I will put as well my Rob Rucci theory here. Basically there, I explain how if you are, let's say, a good guy, you transform in white awakening like Luffy, and you have white clouds. And if you're a bad guy, you transform into dark awakening like Rucci, and you have these dark clouds around you, okay? And the thing is, we know other awakening in One Piece that I explained in those videos, and this awakening is the Impel Down awakening. In the video about Rucci, what I kind of propose there, the idea that I propose there is, we have the Akuma no Mi, the power itself, taking control of the user, and yeah, taking control of the user. And with that drawing, I kind of mean that if the fruit overpowers you, you lose control and you become the fruit in Zoan. And Chopper was able to awaken, because what we see in his monster point, that is awakening, like the Impel Down jailers, exactly the same. So what Chopper did with the Rumble Ball there was develop something, develop a medicine, develop a drug, let's say a drug, to be honest, that it will allow him to tap into power that he never thought that he could touch. Okay, Chopper being so sweet as he is and everything, he's not a character that is gonna awaken his fruit through fight. So Oda had to find him another excuse to be able to exploit the power and to develop more and more the power that he has to fight. Okay, I think Chopper has been sweetened up a little bit now, and we don't see this dangerous Chopper that we see in the Enies Lobby saga anymore. It's a pity because I love that saga. Is my favorite saga, and I would love to see Chopper fighting more like that and losing control like that. But this is a guide. This is a guide of Oda telling us as a reader, hey, I gave someone else a Rumble Ball, and it may happen at some point that Luffy will eat a Rumble Ball too. That will be very interesting, and to be honest, I can't wait to see Luffy out of control, Luffy out of himself, and to explain it easy, a demon Luffy. We know all the big characters, all the big names in One Piece, like like Garp, Roger. Roger was known as well as the demon of the sea and the pirate king and everything. So there was a lot of remarks of the concept of demons. Okay, to all of those characters that are strong, the strongest. Let's say the strongest. Okay, and for me, I think I would love to see Luffy out of control through a Rumble Ball. Okay, you imagine that the crew is in a great peril and everything, in great danger, and we end up seeing Luffy completely defeated, like we see him in Shabondi, or what we see him against Rob Rucci originally in Enies Lobby. He's defeated. He can't move. He can't wake up. And somehow Chopper manages to slip a Rumble Ball in his mouth, and we have this crazy transformation that there is when Luffy becomes a demon for real, loses control, starts fighting everyone. And you see as well, I think that could be a nice way to explain why Oda is showing us always all these bad characters. When Oda introduces the Shichibukais, they look like demons. When he introduces the Yonkous with silhouettes, they look like demons. When he introduced as well, when someone in Wano was saying, oh, Kid, Law, and Luffy, the rookies are here and they are looking for this and that, and they show them as demons as well. And it can be very interesting if Oda decides to go for this line and show us a little bit of what a Rumble Ball could do with human. In this case, Luffy. In this case, having a human. We know it works. We know it works first of all because Chopper is human. We know it works in other living people because Bepo had tried one. But we don't know what it's gonna do to a human, what type of monster he's gonna become. I think maybe it awakens a more godly form, more scary form, more fantastic form, like this, probably in the same style of the Sulong, because Oda wanted to go for that style. But I think definitely that needs to happen, and Oda used this example with Bepo. I think the will of fighting that Bepo has to escape and save his captain is strong enough for him to hold the transformation, let's say 2 minutes, okay, or 1 minute, and so he's able to get out of there, But imagine if this is eaten, the Rumble Ball is eaten by someone like Luffy that has a will, conqueror's haki, a will that is not shaking, and someone who is gonna, fight until the end. Bepo just wanted to escape. And Luffy in that situation, when he takes it, because I think he will take it 100%, he will need to fight to protect his Nakanas. No actually fleeing like Bepo did just now. So I think because of this, Luffy should be able to hold the transformation longer. We don't see Luffy eating the pills from the Tama tobacco because I think Oda wants to keep this a scene for the Rumble Ball. And Chopper already has a number of transformations without Rumble Ball. He had before and now has as well. Oda didn't need to create this extra transformation, okay, of the Rumble Balls, the 3 Rumble Balls and everything. So it can be very interesting, it can be very compelling and very beautiful, and I can't wait to see that. Obviously, Luffy needs to be completely defeated. It can even happen against Blackbeard, as we see the reference when is Bepo taking the Rumble Ball against Blackbeard. When may Luffy take the Rumble Ball against Blackbeard as well? I think Blackbeard's power, Blackbeard's design has been carefully created by Oda. So at the end of the story we have a Luffy without fruit because it's been stolen, fighting against Blackbeard, and a way of potentiate Luffy's power like we see in Thriller Bark through the Nightmare Luffy and the shadows that he absorbs. It will be to even eat the Rumble Ball to be able to survive, make some time and recover the fruit, something like that. I've been thinking about it for a very long time, and I see a moment where Chopper needs to give Luffy this extra help so Luffy is able to fight more. And everyone is defeated. Zorro is defeated, Sanji is defeated, Jinbei is defeated, Frank is defeated, everyone is defeated, but we still have the ass under the sleeve to be able to face the enemy, in this case Blackbeard. So this is my theory for today, this is my video for today. I hope you liked, you enjoyed Bepo, and you like this kind of analysis from how Bepo end up with the crew, and how the Heart Pirates started, and that he had a brother, who was his brother and everything, and why do I think Chopper gave Bepo the Rumble Ball, basically for a parallelism when he's gonna have to give it to Luffy. Okay, so this is drawing for today. I'm gonna sign. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon Escape. I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you like the theory, and yeah, like, subscribe, comment and everything. Let's create a little bit of conversation, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, bye!